Hi everyone, believe it or not, I just took the time to edit my last video and try to prepare as best as I could to make this video, and I wanted to do what I could to cut the time as much as possible. It is now about 11 p.m. and I had to wait till my phone charged, and I wanted to get everything together. So this was a wired form wreath, and as you know, you have to wrap them. And in order to wrap them, you have to have a lot of ribbon. And I have a lot of ribbon, but I don't have like one color or one type ribbon to go around the whole diameter of the wreath form. So my sister-in-law, she gave me several rolls of this beautiful tulle, which most of you ladies and gents know what tulle is. It's a very fragile, beautiful, soft, I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to find for this, but it's translucent. So guess what? It's a good thing I did it offline. I mean off the video, because I had to wrap several layers of this to cover the wiring. So because some of it is still showing through, I decided that I'm going to take this Hallmark ribbon and do another wrap around, not all over, just in sections, to give it kind of a cool look to it. And I will show you what I mean, and we'll go from there. Okay, I really love this ribbon. I think it's sharp. I made Angel guy on my floor. A lot of you would be surprised how many of my wreaths are on the doors of the people that live here. I sold so many, and of course I gave a lot as gifts. And when I walk up and down the halls, I'm like, oh my God, that's mine. That's my work, and I'm so proud of it. And then it charges me up to want to make a wreath. And it's just, there was so much going on. I think you saw the video. I had to babysit the dogs for 4 days at my daughter's, and just a lot going on with my health. So I'm glad to be here to do this wreath. I'm drinking cold water. I need that more than anything right now. All right, so let me cut some of this ribbon off. And like I said, all you have to do when you're wrapping, well, you won't have like a really see-through translucent ribbon, but just wrap it around and around. And I recommend when you have one this big, large, this is probably a 14-inch wreath, 12-14, is don't cut too long the strips of your ribbon, because you have to go around and around and around, and your ribbon gets all, I'm seeing like fuzz all over here. I'm very picky. It's much more difficult when you do it with too long of pieces. So, all right, so we're gonna wrap this around the ribbon in just sections. I have my glue gun here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue and wrap this ribbon in, I would say probably, as you see what I'm doing here, maybe an inch or two around, separate, like about an inch or so to separate the ribbon. So you can see the tulle also. And this way, I just dropped something. Wish I had a better working space. See what happens when you have too long of a piece? Okay, so I'll show you what I'm doing, because I want to try to save time. About this much space, about an inch between the other piece of ribbon, an inch in between the space. So I'm going to finish this to save time and come back. Okay, so it's all wrapped, and then I just glued it down, and it kind of camouflages some of the wiring that you could see through the tool. And so there we have it. Now the next step is I cut a lot of foliage because I want this to be simplistic, a very simple wreath. I pulled out several bags of flowers, florals that I have. I got these at Dollar Tree, and I'm trying to decide on a base color to use. But in the meantime, the first thing I want to do, this is foliage from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to attach this onto the wreath, and like I said, this is a giveaway. And what did I do with my scissors? And I want this to be simplistic for summer, spring, summer, but also I want the person to really like it, and I don't want to go overboard. I want it to try to make it in a way that someone's really going to like it. So I'm going to cut this foliage down and be right back. Before I continue, I wanted to tell you some of the things you need if you would like to make a wreath. I have made several, but I haven't in a long time. So if you're new, your florals, definitely. Wreath forms, which you can get at Dollar Tree. They're selling all different shapes and sizes. The foam, or this is a large wired wreath. Yeah, you're going to need scissors, your ribbon, whatever ribbon you want to use, color, whatever you want for your wreath. Definitely a good pair of wire cutters, a hot glue gun, and so you don't get burnt. Debbie bought me these a while back. I don't think it was, wait, not Debbie, I'm trying to think. Forgive me, but I'll think of her name. And these are from Dollar Tree. They're makeup appliers or whatever. You apply your makeup or something with this, or I don't know what you call them, but these are great. Push down the glue. It doesn't stick. I think you use these to apply like facial mask. I have a couple of them. Okay, so that. And you know, your foliage, whatever you want to put on your wreath. I always try to have wire, floral wire. I have the silver, and I believe I have the green. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, your glue sticks. And I think that's about all. If I can think of something else, I'll tell you. But okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is cut this up, this foliage that I got at Dollar Tree, and wire it onto the wreath. Like I said, I want this to be a simplistic wreath. I am now calling them, the ones I sell or the ones I make, tiny ribbon wreaths, because each wreath that I have been making lately, I put a little tiny ribbon on them, or two. Okay, so now you're going to the design phase. You got to kind of play around with it to see how you would like this on your wreath. So I'm going to just make this a one-sided foliage here. Let's see. And I'm going to wire this on like so. Be right back. So as you see, I am taking the foliage kind of the way, spreading it out, and I wired a couple loops around, and now I'm going to lay this on the wreath and tie it on. What do you think about that Johnny Depp thing, guys? I watched the trial off and on. Wow. I really think Johnny got a raw deal. Well, now he's okay, but I think that he got a raw deal, and I'm so happy that the truth came out. I always say to people I know that try to get into the discussion of politics or current events, I'm not for Republican or Democrat. I am for right, wrong, truth over lies, period. So I just use my common sense, and I listened to everything about it, and I was convinced that what a scam. It was terrible what they did to Johnny. Okay, so I have this on kind of on the side, and I also cut more foliage, and I'm going to I decided I probably am going to go, I'm not sure if I'm going to go with strictly yellows and a little bit of pink in this flower. Oh, it just fell off. Okay. Well, I'm going to wire some more foliage on. Nice big pieces like this to fill it up. But I do want to cut it so it's not so... Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, popping back on. I wired some of the foliage here. So you have the Dollar Tree foliage here, and then I have some more leaves here. And I want to kind of blend them. So I have this nice long piece, and I'm going to tie this into right here. So it's kind of like off to the left side. Okay, so you just, the main thing is just go with your heart and don't be afraid. If it doesn't turn out, oh well. Now I really want this to be nice because it's going to be a giveaway. But I have to trust myself that it's going to be okay. So I'm going to wire this on and we'll go to the next step. Okay, now here's the fun part. Okay, so I put some foliage, and this is the top of the wreath because that's where it has the imperfections, so we're going to hide it. And the wiring is where you want to place your florals. And I've been like contemplating, I have so many pretty colors, like I love this orange, but I want something to pick up with the black stripe. And I thought I'm going to add this one single red flower right here to hide the wiring. Okay, so I'm going to put hot glue, and we're going to start off with this red. I got to turn the heat up on this thing. It doesn't want to pull out the glue. All right, so this is where the... And whoever gets this wreath, I really want someone in this game, or put your name in if you want it. I pick a name. I really want you to want it. If you're not interested, you don't have to participate. I want you to look at the wreath. I want to see if you would like it on your door, or your front door, or whatever, in the house. I really want you to want it. I'm like that. I really have a love for my wreaths, and when I give them away, I really want people to really want them. You don't have to put your name in if you're not interested. So this kind of hides the wiring right here. So any place where you see gaps, like right here, you're going to want to put your florals, okay? Lastly, you're always going to wait till you're done before you choose the color ribbon, okay? So right now, I'm going to pick some florals, let my mind go astray, and I'm looking here, and I'm going to decide whether I'm going to go with the oranges or the yellows. I have this bag of beautiful yellow flowers that are mostly from my sister-in-law, so I want to look it over, and so give me a second. I just found this interesting looking floral with a really unique flower on the end, so I have to put it on the wreath. It just has to go on here. It kind of has like white cream hues to it, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to add this little piece of foliage that I found. I'm going to stick it in here somewhere with a little bit of glue. I think I'm going to turn that down now. Can't get a happy medium. I'm going to stick that right in there. And once you get your florals down and your foliage down and your wiring, you can easily use your hot glue, put it on your flowers, and slide them in there with a little bit of glue. So like I said, any of these little imperfections, like the wiring you see here, this is where you're going to want to put your florals to hide it. So guys, I decided on the yellow because I think the black with the yellow and the touch of red I think it's going to go really pretty. So here's one of my yellow flowers, and I'm going to place it right here. It's got a little bit of an end to it, so I'm going to try to hot glue it on underneath the wire. One of the wires here. I'm going to try. Yeah, that works. Okay, so there's one. See how that covers up the wiring? Yeah, I like this. I like it. You know I'm a wild kind of gal. I love different colors. I love different textures. I love things that people don't ordinarily put together. Okay, so here's another. I love the shape of this flower. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, I love it. I'm looking at my time. Is that all it is? Wow. Okay, so now I'm going to hot glue this on, and I'm going to put it in the general area of this yellow. Maybe not. Let me see. What you do, pick it up, place it around. There you go, right here, and let your eye do the thinking. So I'm going to put some hot glue on this baby, a lot, and put her right up here. Just stick her in there with the foliage so that the glue adheres to the leaves. Okay, so you want the eye to pick up the two yellows, and like I said, if you get this wreath and hopefully you love it and a flower comes off, just get a little tiny cheap hot glue gun and glue it right back on. Easy peasy. All right, here's another interesting daisy looking flower, and I'm gonna, let me see here now. Okay, so this has got to go right down here. Okay, so just take your eyes and let the eyes do the talking or the thinking. And I just let my eye tell me where something should go. And I don't know, it usually works out. All right, so we're going with the yellows and the reds. It looks great picking up off this black stripes. Okay, I think I need a little more, and then I'm going to look for a touch of red, something red to pick up along here. So let's see. I can't believe that's as long as I've been here. Okay, I'm going to look for some reds. They're pink. I don't want pink. Let's see if I got a red flower. Yeah, I got some reds here. I want to also pick up a little bit of red off that red I have. And then I have a rose that I don't want to use. Okay, here's a pretty flower. These are really pretty. This is kind of this red and this red. It'll be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put this red, let me see. It's going to go up here to pick up the red from the bottom. All right, I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I think I'll glue it. Sometimes you can glue if you've got a little bit of a stem and you've got your wiring, your, what do you call it, your ribbon, you can slide it right in there. Okay, so you got a little red that you're picking up from the bottom. You want to kind of make it look like everything's incorporated, everything goes together, where you want the eye to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now I have these little red, beautiful little flowers. Now where am I going to stick them? I think I'm going to slide them right here. So like I said, what I do, I don't know what you guys do, but you can do whatever you want. Just let your heart and eye tell you where you should go. You can't go wrong. These little flowers are so cute. So I used a little bit of hot glue and I went down into the ribbon. And it definitely will stick, definitely. All right, so this is where we are so far. I think it's really beautiful, very spring, fresh. Okay, so we're going, so the main colors, without going not like, Olivia wanted a lavender wreath, which it's hanging on her door. It's gorgeous that I made her. I'm very proud of that. And then her mom, she said, I want all colors of flowers. And I'm like, oh God, how's that going to look? How is that going to look? Well, guess what? It's beautiful. It looks like, trying to think of it, I named it, I think Olivia's is Victoria, and I believe Mom's is Floral Garden. Don't quote me, but it was just so beautiful with all the different colors. I didn't think it was going to work out, but it certainly did. All right, so there we are so far. I don't know if I'm going to go any farther with this. See what I have in my stash. I don't want a rose. Okay, let's see. This is kind of a bit, no, that's not red enough. I want some deep reds, but I don't want a rose. Okay, I think, if anything, I might add one more yellow flower, but it has to be interesting to me. All right, I have another one of these. I have another one of these, but I'm like, do I really want to put another one on there? I don't know, because I want to keep, I think I'm done. I think it's going, I don't want to go crazy. I wanted it to be simplistic. Now, last but not least, okay, here it is. We need to choose a ribbon. And the ribbon is going right here because this is where I have some imperfections with the tool, the glue, etc. And I really would want it up here anyway. So now I'm going to search through the ribbon and I'm going to decide, what do I want? Yellow, red, not sure. But let me go through my stash of ribbon and I shall return. Okay, everyone. Don't think I'm crazy, okay? I went through all kinds of ribbons, and I made a choice. And you know, I'm a little crazy, but when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, that's it. I did have a crazy looking yellow one, but this is what we're going for, okay? When I make the bow, which I'm going to now, I'll explain to you why I chose this crazy ribbon. So trust me on this, okay? And the ribbon is going to go on the top. We're at 22 minutes. And unfortunately, which I'm not thrilled about, this ribbon is not wired. It's a Hallmark ribbon. It was on sale for $1.24. So what do you want? All right, so I'm going to do the best I can and make a simple ribbon. It's got like black. It's one side is black, and the other side is polka dot. But I really think this is going to be a unique wreath. All right, so we're going to do that there. I'm going to pinch it. Oh, I know what I forgot. My pipe cleaner. Be right back. Okay, so I have the ribbon done, and this is what it looks like, but I've got to put some hot glue. Very simple, but do you catch why I chose this? Oh, can't see it. Let me turn this up. Okay, well, I'm going to give you a better look at the end of the video. I'm going to hang it on the wall. But to get it to stay in place, I'm going to put a couple dabs of hot glue underneath of it so it's straight. It's a little trick that I've been doing with my wreaths. Okay, now you might think I'm crazy, but I love it. I love the polka dot and the stripes and the brilliant colors. I love it. So before you think I did the wrong thing, wait till I put it on the wall. And lastly, I'm gonna make my tiny bow for my wreath. The tiny bow I told you is gonna be the name of my wreath for now on. Oh, I got a mess here. Hold on. So I used the black pipe cleaners that I got from my neighbor. He gave me a bunch of pipe cleaners, which, thank you, Bob. And so now we're gonna make our tiny bow, and I chose this tiny little red ribbon to pick up the red. And what I do, I take it, I don't know, did I say tiny ribbon or tiny bow wreath? Either one, that's the name of it. I'm tired because it's 12 o'clock at night. All right, so you make your little, kind of make a little bow, just go back and forth. And then I'm gonna take, where did I put my wire? A little piece of wire. This is silver, and I'm running out of silver. I gotta get some other colors so they're not too stark on my wreaths. I don't want them to like really show. So it's good to have a few colors of wiring, floral wire. All right, so I'm gonna take this, ouch, just stabbed myself. All right, and cut this. I should have used. You don't really have to use this wire, by the way. I just realized that. You can use another piece of ribbon, which is what I'm going to do right now. Where is it? Take another tiny piece of your ribbon and put it in the center of your bow, like right here. So this save you the trouble. I don't know why I'm not thinking right now, because I'm tired, I guess. And I got to get up early for this heart test. So I'm making a little knot. Try to get it in the center. And all I do is just hot glue it right onto my wreath. I have a feeling it's Tiny Bow Wreath by CHER&CHARLIES. I'm making this harder for myself. Okay, so there's my little tiny bow. And then I just cut it down a little bit. Make it kind of cutesy. And now, last but not least, we are going to attach it to the wreath. Why does everything have to go wrong with me? I am so clumsy. Little dab of glue, and this way you know Cher made this wreath. CHER&CHARLIES. I always add Charlie because he's my inspiration. Let that dry. He's my inspiration to live. Okay, now, when you're all done your wreath, I always go behind it, especially if it's a sail. I'm going to cut up any wires that could poke someone, hide them with some glue so they don't get stuck, and just clean it up before you sell it or give it to the customer. So I'm going to get off here and I'm going to hang this up so you have a nice evening, and I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, this is it. Okay, take a good look at the reason I picked this black bow. I really love it. The polka dot and the black and white stripes, it just sends it to another dimension. I love how it picks up the bright colors of the reds and tad bit of yellow, and especially the black. I love it. It just, when I saw it, that was it. So this is it, and I'm not the best bow maker, and I would have liked to have this a little straighter, but it's okay that it's off to the side. It's okay. But anyway, I hope you like this, and this is a giveaway. This is a giveaway. I want you to really love this. If you don't, you know, don't even put in for the game. But if you do like it, say, Cheryl, I would like to be in the game. And my next video, I'm going to call the winner and I'm going to mail it out. Have a nice evening. Me and Charlie love you. I'll pray for you. Please pray for me. Thank you.